Good afternoon to all of you. Regarding recycle, reuse and sustainability, the question is that what best practices UPL have adopted. To answer this, I shall give first overall data that what UPL has done in last 5 years, and especially in our manufacturing plant, we have focused on reducing the environment footprint. And we are focusing mainly on three things: reduce carbon emission, reduce water consumption, and reduce waste generation. And in the last 5 years, we have set the target because in our process, what we feel that sustainability, data tracking and targeting, that is very important. Unless until our operating plants are clear that what is the target, what they need to do, it's very difficult to achieve the right solution. So at UPL, the first things where we focus that we adopt top to down approach. So at top level, at UPL board level, we came out with sustainability target. And 5 years back, when we did acquisition of Arista, then we came out with baseline 2019-20. And for next 5 years, we told our all operating plant, we have globally more than 43 operating plant. And we given very clear message, not only in India, but throughout the world, that we have to reduce 25% carbon emission, 25% waste, and 20% water. And that was a overall target for entire operating plant. And today the 5 year has been passed. Just 31st March, that 5 year target has passed. And today, if you see the achievement, then against carbon emission 25%, we reduce 36% carbon emission. And if you see water, then water target was 20% reduction from baseline 20 by 2025. We achieved 47% reduction. And in waste, against 25% reduction target, our operating plants has achieved 51%. So I think these all are the result where how we have overachieved the water consumption reduction, carbon emission reduction, and the waste disposal reduction. Now coming to the some of the best practices. So I think if I can able to narrate the best practices, then it will take too much time, because so many measures we have taken in the water, so many measures in the carbon, so many measures in the waste. But just one important things I will touch. In carbon emission, first our focus was operational excellence. And operational excellence we focus for all, carbon, water, waste, and we reduce considerable amount of water, carbon, waste through operational excellence. Now to the specific carbon emission reduction, we did 60 to I think 69 megawatt green power purchase agreement, and through that we reduced a lot of carbon emission. Also now we are using biomass at the place of coal, so there also we are reducing the carbon emission. In water consumption reduction, we are mainly focusing on utility, because if you see chemical industry, then utility alone consumes 60% of water. So at UPL we are focusing that how we can reduce the water consumption in cooling tower, how we can reduce the boiler, because utility is main area, and if we able to reduce there, then we can get the good result. And in cooling tower, recently we have installed a scale band technology, and by that technology we got a lot of advantage to reduce the water demand in the cooling tower. Similarly in the waste, we have taken a lot of measure for the recycle, reuse, circularity. So I think to cut my story, once I will start narrating, then it will take too much time. Maybe I will come when the next question will be there. Thank you.
On the policy front, sir, what are the things that you are talking with the government on the sustainability part and how it can be beneficial for the country?
Right, so we feel that policy intervention is very important at this moment. And I am member at CII, I am also member in the FICCI, Indian Chemical Council. So many industrial association, I am member. And we are discussing with government that certain policy intervention is also needed in order to increase the recycle, circularity and sustainability. Like suppose if you see the recycle and circularity, then I think Rule 9, which maybe 4 or 5 years back came in existence, that is a major hurdle in the achieving recycle, reuse and circularity. Today if you see what Rule 9 is saying, that all the byproduct, they are considering as hazardous waste. And if you want to send somewhere for the reuse, recycle, then you have to make the SOP. But making SOP is not a difficult task. We can make it. But what the Rule 9 saying, that SOP need to be jointly demonstrated and approved by the both a State Pollution Control Board official and Central Pollution Control Board official. And today what the result is, that when you submit the SOP under Rule 9, sometimes a State Pollution Control Board official give time, then the Central Pollution Control Board official doesn't come, and sometimes CPCB comes, then the State Pollution Control Board doesn't come. And today the result in industry is that there are people who are saying from 3 to 4 years, file is lying for the approval of Rule 9, and you can see that from so many years, they will not able to reuse, recycle their byproduct. So I think Rule 9 is one thing. Second thing we are focusing and we are discussing on the deep sea discharge. So today in Bharuch area, we have a very good world-class deep sea discharge facility. Today worldwide if you see, then it is just comparable only one facility in the US. Otherwise, throughout the world, the facility right now we have for the deep sea discharge is excellent and far superior than the rest deep sea discharge facility available worldwide. But what our issue and what we are discussing, that if deep sea discharge facility is there, then let us align the deep sea discharge standard as per the what worldwide the other standard are. Today if you see US EPA, then they have a deep sea discharge facility, and there they are allowing COD up to 4,000 ppm to discharge. And why they are allowing? Because there is a dilution factor happen, and in our sea if you see, our dilution factor is 1500 to 2000. And even lesser side 1500 you see, then the COD 1500 become 1 ppm at the time of disposal in the deep sea inside 9.5 kilometer away from the shore. So I think we need to revisit this standard. And good part is that after discussing 5-6 years, now the government has agreed, and Ministry of Environment Forest has somewhat aligned the standard. They have told that now 1000 ppm COD will be allowed in the deep sea discharge, and for 6 months they are having the study period, and we are saying that align it up to the US EPA deep sea discharge standard. So I think this is the another issue where the we can decrease the environment footprint. Why we are saying this? Because see today, when they reduce from 500 to 1000. So they increased the limit from 500 to 1000 ppm. And last 2-3 months, our experience is that it reduced approximately 50% hazardous waste generation inside the ETP. So lesser sludge get generated. Why? Because we use lesser chemical. And also the carbon emission reduction happened approximately 25%. And the cost associated with the effluent treatment, that reduced 30%. So I think it's not only monetary benefit is there, but also environment footprint reduction we achieve. And so why we are discussing with the government that let us align the deep sea discharge standard with the US EPA standard. The third thing is related to growth. And there the main issue of chemical industry is EC, environment clearance, and product mix change. Today, if you see environment clearance, then all the chemical industry fall under category A, and we need to do environment impact assessment in detailed way, and a scoping, then the appraisal, and then the final, it's come. So it's take minimum 1 to 2 years. Sometimes 2 to 3 years also it take, but minimum 1 to 2 years EC get to be cleared. And we are discussing with Ministry of Environment Forest that let us bring, at least in notified industrial area, let us bring all chemical industry from category A to category B2. The moment government will bring under B2 category, I think 2-3 months will be enough to get the environment clearance. So I think if that government able to do, then we can achieve faster growth, especially in this kind of time where China plus one, all world community is looking. So maybe it will be a good time to bring chemical industry from A to B2 category. Another point is on product mix change. So because of market dynamic condition, we need to change frequently our product. And product mix change should be faster. Today it's take a lot of time, even though there is a no pollution load increase, then also there is a process and that take 6-8 month time to get product mix change. So there also we are discussing that you provide immediately provisional product mix change and later you do all the documentation work. So I think these all are the policy intervention. We think that for sustainability and circular economy, it's needed.
I would like to thank Dr. Chaubey because he has been advocating for deep sea recharge from last 3 years, and he was talking about movement happening on that front, and very soon we will see the Ministry of Environment coming up with the notification. So a big round of applause for him. And this is beneficial for all the industry and not only UPL, I believe. So I think this will be, and the point that he took was in US, they are already doing this deep sea discharge. Not only US, even the petrochemical companies are also doing the deep sea discharge.
Right.
So if petrochemical companies can do, why not chemical companies? And this is the point that he took to the Ministry of Environment, and we are seeing some progress happening on that front. So credit good to him and to his team for making it a reality. Thank you, sir. We come to our next speaker, which is Dr. Sharad Potghan, Vice President Works, Aquapharm. Sir, if you can talk about the oil and gas sector is a major contributor to environment challenges. What innovative solutions is Aquapharm exploring to ensure sustainable field operations as well as production of company's product? Aquapharm now has a new owner, which is from Kolkata, which is RPG Group. Now you are a very big group. So how do you look at this particular scenario and how are you planning to solve it?
Thank you. Actually, this rightly said that our major contributor for economy and for environment is petrochemical industry. So for growth also petrochemical industry is required, and to maintain the environment we have control on the petrochemical industries. And as a company, as a RP Goenka Group company, Aquapharm is working on the water, because water is now a major source for all industries, and now the deterioration of water source is also one of the very big important factor with respect to environment. So our technology, what we are working on, how to minimize the use of water. That is the first agenda of Aquapharm. What ways we can recycle the water. So we have under development of some of the chemical which is used for the removal of water from sludge. Particularly in the petrochemical industry, lot of sludge is generated during the drilling part. And when the drilling is done, that time water is going with the sludge. So how to remove the water from the sludge? For that certain chemical properties or the specialty chemicals are required, which is one target. Then another big important use of chemicals in our day-to-day life, like our laundry chemicals or day-to-day our detergents and all that, which is finally going into the our good source of water, which is damaged. That is another one research what we are doing out how detergent can convert into a biodegradable detergents. That is the focus area of RP Goenka Group now. As Aquapharm, we are working on that, and probably we are launching some of the chemical which is used as a biodegradable detergents. Same case in the surfactants used in the paints and all the industries, which is giving VOCs. So that also we are converting into a surfactant which is a green surfactant, or we can call it as a green chemistry. So that is the basic what we have in our agenda for the research and development and manufacturing. Now coming to the sustainability part, what we are looking for, it is more important for all industries now. Definitely, sir told that we have to increase our COD limit like US, or the discharge limit which is worldwide accepted. But for that, our system also in align to that technology which is used in overseas. We are failing in that. Frankly speaking, all the industries are failing. Some of the things which are documenting but which is not happening. Some of the things which are happening but not at the part which outside world is doing. So definitely policy matters to convert that into a good part, but the control should be at the industry level. And that control is with the technology, with the recycling, with the improvement into the like COC or the discharge, whatever is there. But whenever we are generating a wastewater or waste hazardous waste, because that is the now key factor for all the industry. We have technology, we are at par with the technology, but we are failing into the disposal part. If disposal cost is very high, then our product margin is going down. And when product margin is going down, we are not competing with the world market. China is dumping these chemicals. Why? Because their all costs are far lower than our cost. Our manufacturing cost, our treatment cost, our labor cost, our handling cost, everywhere. Now, one of the simple example of outside world, like utility, what sir told, our utility, we are thinking to put utility individual as an individual owner or individual part of the plant. Now, if you go to China, China is having utility separate factory. Like steam supply is done by one factory. Air supply is done by one factory. And they are giving the air to the all industries. By that, the centralization of the generation of waste and minimization of waste is handled. So that is one of the important parameter for now industries. They can go for the joint venture or the collaborative program, so that we can have a full boiler section which can give the utility at least nearby industry, we can utilize that. Now transportation is one of the factor for the sustainability. Now chlorine, suppose I am taking the example of chlorine, we are generating a lot of chlorine as a byproduct in Dahej, Bharuch area. But that is supplied to Maharashtra or the other area where all the way we are transporting the tonner from one location to the kilometers and kilometers, which is the risk going on the road as well as the generation of the carbon footprint because of the transportation. So like that, the conglomerate should be available where chlorine is used, that factory should be in the industry where chlorine is generated. And accordingly, we can definitely control on the sustainable development also, usage of the material also, generation of the solid waste or hazardous waste also. And that is the target what now we have to take as a industries. And as a Aquapharm, we are taking the, reducing the water consumption at a par with the norms of outside country. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sharad Potghan. Now I come to Mr. Bhupendra Dalwadi ji from BEIL Infrastructure. I visited your premises and I saw the wall increasing in height so that you can accommodate more hazardous waste. And the second thing that I saw was you are trying to build a solar rooftop so that you are trying to utilize the land. And I think this is the first of its kind in the country where solid waste, industrial waste, or even solid waste or municipal solid waste, that land is being used for solar panel, and there you are looking at somewhat 10 megawatt. 15 megawatt of solar plant. And I think this is the best example of sustainability which can be taken care. And I think municipal solid waste companies or municipalities can look at these, or even other industrial waste companies can look at this model where they can use this for setting up solar plant. So my question to you, sir, is you are a key player in hazardous waste treatment. What specific challenges do you face in managing hazardous waste within India's chemical industry? Because you are collecting hazardous waste from all the companies nearby and then try to do the cleaning part of it and then utilize it and dump it at one particular place. And how do you incorporate circular economy principles into your waste treatment solutions? So if you can talk about it. चालू है सर बोलिए बोलिए
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Praveen. We are hello. Yeah, we are at the BEIL Infrastructure Limited. Formerly, it was Bharuch Enviro Infrastructure Limited. For your information, and I will tell you that we have started this facility in 1996. At that time, there were no rule, for the hazardous waste particularly, and no standards at that. And we constructed the landfill facility. At that time, there was no standards. So we visited outside this India, Sweden and US and UK, and then developed our landfill facility. And whatever all the manufacturing companies, they are generating the waste. But what Mr. Sharad has also told, that it is a challenge for this disposal. So we have prepared this TSDF facility for the industries without having any norms. We develop our own standards knowing from the outside India, and we collected more than lakhs of metric ton of hazardous waste scattered and dumped at the different areas and collected and put in the TSDF, and whole the Bharuch district we make the clean from the hazardous waste. On our own we collected, and that was appreciated by Gujarat Pollution Control Board also. At that time Karhale was also with us. So this development we have done, and by that in the 2000 the standard have come for the HDP liner and these single liner, double liner, what are the standards. But we are doing more than standards for the construction of the landfill. In the standard it is mentioned that it is 1.5 mm with the thickness HDP sheet to be used. We are using 2 mm thickness. So that after that one big earthquake was there, but our landfill was 100% safe. There was not happen anything. So that's what we are doing more than in compliance of these rules we are having. And accordingly, we were the first facility in India, because we are the pioneer and whatever we are doing, that was the first. So we got the ISO 14000 first in India for having this facility. And accordingly, this to all the industry, even we filed for this with the income tax also. The income tax was surprising because this land cannot be utilized afterwards, so we are depreciating this land. And that was, nobody was accepting. We have fought with this, so we gone to the tribunal and the ministry and we are getting the land depreciated. So that even any manufacturing company, they are not getting land depreciated. They have to, that can be utilized. So that we have done. And for that, after putting this landfill and developing, what you have told, that we, without, all the people are talking about this in the sustainability and recycle, reuse of water or any other components or something, other things from the waste. But we are utilizing the land without increasing the land, without purchasing land further, whatever we have purchased in earlier. We have started with the landfill facility, first phase 5 lakhs metric ton. Then second phase, that was again additional 12,000 metric ton. And then altogether, we did not, after phase 1 and 2, without purchasing the land, in the same land, with the innovative ideas, we make it to this 22 to 42 lakhs metric ton capacity without increasing the land. Again, now we have increased this capacity without increase. What you told, that by increasing the wall and the span, we have increased the capacity to more than 50 lakhs metric ton. This is what capacity we have utilized, and that this is the sustainability point of view of the land utilization. Nobody is thinking of the land because the land will not available in the future. That's what we have considered into long thinking or long-term thinking. We are very much in this conservation of land also. So that we have done, and after that, what you are telling, this challenging part. But that challenging part, mainly, this industry's mindset has to be changed because that we are getting the waste. The rule says that it should, that moisture content in the waste should be less than 15%. And this, whatever the standards given, when we are asking the industries, the well expert, well knowledgeable people are also telling that our waste is very dry, nothing, the waste is very minimum, there is no polluting component, everything. But when we measure, when we analyzing, there are the maximum pollutants content in this waste. Moisture content, there is no limit. People are giving, instead of controlling the moisture, we are getting this slurry of the material. Without any drying, without any filtration or something, this whole day people are giving the slurry. That we are managing, we are making it and stabilize it. And then we are putting in this, as per the norms given in the rule, we are putting in the landfill. So Mr. Sharad, you were telling that about the cost. The cost, because our cost is more than our competitors. Even though we are not having any shortcut, we are maintaining these norms and we are putting, that's why the cost is that. And you were worried about the cost, and bottom line, you are worrying with the margin of this fees. But because you are feeling more cost, because the other people, other competitors, they are taking the shortcuts, they are not following the rules, and they are taking the waste at the lower cost. So that's why, and the industries also, your competitors are giving to these waste, to this the shortcut people, and they will not give to us because our cost is higher comparing to others. But if all the industries will comply with the rules and give this waste to this complying company, then your cost will be comparable with your competitors. Instead of thinking of the cost and lower cost, complying at this moment, complying of the rule is more important. If we are talking about sustainability or anything, then we are worrying about cost. And because of the reducing the cost, we are taking the shortcuts. These are the challenges. Another point that is more important for the incinerable waste. We put incinerator first in India, then that is again in 2005 we have put up this incinerator. At that time, everything was going normal, everything was dying. But people have started, and government has also started to giving this more facility development. Due to the component, this and other things, that is the co-processing started. That is the best thing. Incineration is not a better solution for this waste disposal. That is the best thing that people are giving to these cement industries for that. But there is a norms. The chloride content should be less than 1.5% and sulfur content should be less than 1.5%. You will surprise, maybe knowing also many people, many industries, many reputed industries also, they are giving the waste containing chloride content more than 20%, 40% chloride. If you calculate, you are all learned people, a 10 ton of waste having the 20% chloride, to make it 1.5%, you have to make it 10 times more. So 10 ton to 100 ton you have to move, and 90 tons of zero chloride you have to add. Is it possible? Not possible. But thousands of tons going to the cement industry on the name of cement industries. And there are so many so-called pre-processing industries developed. There was no, initially, Mritunjay will be agree that there was no rule was there, the pre-processing will be there. Now it is introduced. Because of this, some industries have started as a pre-processing. And for your information, some of the majority of the transporter which were working with us, they have started this pre-processing facility. And they are telling the industry that whatever material you give, we will take and we will put up in the cement industries. We have developed with the CPCB also that the waste going to the cement industries, it is surprising that the same quantity of the cement industries not receiving that waste. So where it is going, that is a shortcut is happening. And that's why this is a challenge. We are not getting the waste, right waste, which is to be 100%, it is to be incinerated. That is going to the cement industries. I mean, pre-processing and not reaching to the cement industry. Because they will not accept. If that, and some of the industries also, cement industries also are using more chloride content in their process, which is ultimately deteriorating this quality of the cement. And we are showing whatever this bridge or buildings are collapsing, that is due to this low quality of cement, but nobody is working on it. All people are blaming the contractors and this, but nobody is telling about the quality of the cement. That is the main thing. That is the challenge. We are not getting the waste, the big taste. And for your information, we have stopped this temporarily incineration plant at Ankleshwar. Only we are operating at the Dahej only. That is only the things because of the lack of quantity of the cement, this hazardous waste is giving. It is not that the industries are developing, there are so many expansion taking place, generation is also there. But the mindset of these industries as well as the pre-processing and other things, it is really it is a worry about our second generation and third generation, where they will stay. Even their home will be not safe. It will collapse at any time. So this is the challenge for this, not only us, for the...
Sir, are you planning to charge variable pricing for those who are not meeting your quality?
Pardon?
Are you planning to do variable charging? If the humidity is not 15%, it will be 30%. Are you doing variable charging?
Yeah, no, we are charging them. You are
charging more or less or the same?
Because if you see the cost of this incineration,
it will obviously...
It is very cost because if you see that, if you want to really, it is to be incinerated at more than 1100 degree, 1200 degree centigrade temperature, that fuel requirement is too much high. And that's why the cost is higher.
क्या ज़्यादा charge करते हैं उनसे?
Even though we are not getting this, we are not getting the more margin. It is a marginal profit we are getting. Even though in reality, if all the learned people, if they calculate that whatever the fuel cost and how do it be maintained, and every year we are spending more than 5 crore crore of rupees for the maintenance of the incinerator. These are the reality cost, and it is all are open. We have all the data open, everything is open, everybody can see that we can, what we are doing, we are allowing all the people to visit our plant without any hesitation. So this is, we are very transparent, but the mindset has to be changed for the industries. If everybody will comply with the rules, there will not be our reality, our life will be improved, our children will be happy, and our
the message is right and clear.
Economy will improve.
Please follow the guidelines issued by the GPCB or the Environment Clearance Board of Government of India, because this will be of help to everybody. Thank you, sir. I think your message has been conveyed to all the people, and I think they will follow the same, so that also the cost comes down for them itself. Because the more water content, it has to be evaporated through the incinerator, and things have to be taken care. Our next speaker is Mr. Shankar Karhale from Aarti Industries. They have set up for the existing projects an environmental management system. Not only environment management system, there is also a Aarti management system, AMS and EMS. So how do you see, sir, AMS, EMS interacting with each other? And how is this helping you reduce environmental footprint? And what can the industry take away from your experience, or what you can share to the industry so that they can follow your principle or your model?
Yeah, good afternoon. And be safe. Be safe is a word in Aarti Industries Limited. So be safe is nothing but safely and environmental friendly. That is a word. We are starting with be safe. That's why I am telling here be safe. Aarti Industry Limited is a specialty chemical, particularly manufacturing in Gujarat only, and some unit in Maharashtra. So this specialty chemical is a slightly different than other categories. Here is a generation of the waste, spent acids is a more. Maybe other sector having 10% generation maximum, but here is about 50% waste generation. So maintaining always is difficult, but due to the group practices we have done. I will explain that also. Here is in manufacturing, we are focusing on the conversion part. How our raw material is converging into the particularly 100% to 95 to 100%. That is yield improvements and recovery improvements. So that focusing on the source reduction. Source reduction is always better than miss, because cost reduction part, productivity improvement, waste reduction, water conservation, energy conservation, is that all involved. So we are telling ki any environmental footprint reduction required all engineers, all category of engineers, like chemical engineers, mechanical engineer, utility engineers, electrical engineers. So we are doing combination of all engineers. So that part we are getting effective, and there is a ready reduction at source. Second is a recycling part. Whenever we are monitoring our effluent characteristic, waste characteristic, many industries not monitoring that part, because that waste having your raw materials, your products. So always look into that, how to daily monitoring on the waste characteristics. So there may be some products there, some raw material that you can recycle. So that is a recycling. Third is a reduction. Reduction part always can possible. Third, washing into the first wash. So that is a reduction part. We are taking care of, we are looking for that. Means our process team, technology team, taking care of that. One more thing, waste minimization. Waste minimization by different methodology, waste can be converted into the valuable product. Aarti is manufacturing about 10 lakh metric ton products, and we are generating about 5 lakh metric tons hazardous waste. But due to the waste minimization and waste conversion into the valuable products, we have achieved about 93% recycling of that part. Means about 3,75,000 metric ton we are recycling. We are converting into the valuable products. I will give few examples. We are generating SCL is about 2 lakh metric ton. But we are converting into the valuable products like the SCL to calcium chloride. Calcium chloride manufacturing from waste SCL, and we are exporting that product. Many times that main product, generating product may be lesser margin. Sometimes calcium chloride is a higher value. So well to wealth, we can say, this is one of the example. We have about 300 metric ton per day capacity. We are converting SCL to calcium chloride. Like this, sulfuric acid also, we are generating about 1.5 lakhs. But we are converting that part into the single superphosphate, DCP, and phosphogypsum. That is a fertilizer. So we have capacity about 350 metric ton, about 200 metric ton per day. Sulfuric acid we are converting. And this is the cheapest farmer fertilizer. There is a lot of demands because cost is lesser than other fertilizer. So that is also we are converting. Many SCL we are giving to the as a raw material to outside, to many pesticide industries, pharma industries, sometimes fertilizer industries, DCP manufacturing. That is also one conversion. We are generating aluminum hydroxide. So that also we are utilizing, giving to the PSC manufacturer, or sometimes directly to common effluent treatment plant for utilization. Like this, there is a generation of the ammonia, spent ammonia. That is also raw material for others. So about 93, only 7% there is a waste we want to send to the sometime incineration or sometimes landfilling. We are focusing on that also. Last year when we have done R&D, only we have changed raw material for the particularly SCL conversion into the calcium chloride, that is a rock phosphate quality. And we have got about 50% reduction of the sludge generation. So we have to think on the raw material side, in process parameter sides, and later than the residue side, what is the characteristic of that residue. Really, I am throwing my products like this. So like this, there is a waste generation, and we are converting into the valuable products like I told single superphosphate, calcium chloride. All these things are valuable products, exporting also many times. So this type of the initiative we are taking. Water side initiative we have. We are recycling about 85% effluent back into the process. Sometimes we are RO system, sometimes ATP, sometimes STP plants. And we are only giving to CETP only 15% effluents. That is also one of the best. And we are avoiding about 10,000 kL per day. Water consumption is there, but we are avoiding about 4,000. So 4,000 kL. So 6,000 kL we are withdrawing from resources, GIDC and like this MIDC. So that also we got a very, very good initiative in that area. Many times there is a lot of emissions in chemical industries like SO2, NOx, SCL also. We are converting into the valuable products. NOx, we are converted into NSA. SOx, we are converting into the many other products. So like this, there is a lot of conversion into that particular this thing. Energy, about energy, we have energy efficient equipment also we are taking many changes. Whenever we are changing old equipment, we are replacing with the energy efficient equipments. So that also we have policy. We have withdraw all this ODS compound also 100%. There is no ODS right now. So there is a nil ODS compound. In energy also, like Mritunjay told, there is a renewable energy. Here also about 25 megawatt we have taken renewable energy. And all environmental equipment also we are running on that because we have ZLD. Whenever you are ZLD implemented, there is a carbon footprint is higher because there is a lot of rule and regulation. Still we are taking with particularly government how to zero discharge to marine, because about 15 to 20% higher carbon footprint required to run the ZLD plants. Because that, enforcedly that time there is a ZLD. Now we want to discharge it into marine like this. Mritunjay told that is a rule number 9 is a very, very difficult to particular like our industry, because we have generated lot of spent acids. But we have taken with particularly government, Ministry of Environment and Forest, as well as Ministry of Chemicals. So right now they are generating general SOPs that is slightly better than earlier, because they want to compound, company to company SOP. But right now they are giving generic SOP on the particularly India level. That helps to industries. One of the major area, if you see the coal-fired boiler, there is a requirement of the water scrubber and caustic scrubber. We have taken that matter with the Ministry and GPCB. Now they are given permission for the particularly, you can do dry scrubber. You can add lime along with. So government also slightly hearing right now, because we are taken with this all matters through particularly association, GDMA, GCCI, plus ICC, FICI, and they are doing lot of changes like product mix. In 2021, before that, there is a lot of condition on that. 3 conditions you have to match, because there is no increase in the production quantity. Investment nil. Any change in product mix really required some other infrastructure, because there is a raw material different and all these things. So we have taken that matter with Ministry. And in 2021, we got there is one amendment in product mix change. So right now we can increase up to any quantity from existing quantity by keeping the overall pollution load the same. You can invest anything. Before that there was no investment. So like this, government also right now supporting morning like this institutional support also required, particularly reduction in the waste. So that is a gap in our side. So really, this required institutional support also to us in chemical industry. So right now, Aarti, due to the circular economy, sustainability, ESG practices, we got CDP plus A this year for climate, CDP A minus for water. Last 4 years, we are maintaining EcoVadis gold medal. And this year, S&P Global, we are in the yearbook 2025. So these practices, due to that practices, we got this much certification to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Coming to Mitesh ji, yours is a new factory, sir. Recently set up, and now even you have been calibrated it well, and now you are coming up with good quality products. Waste as a raw material in the circular economy, how does your company looks at it? And what are the key tenets of this principle, and how is it helping the company mitigate the challenges and tap into new opportunities?
Yeah, thanks for having. First of all, we would like to thanks especially Dalwadi ji, because normally we believe as a HSC person that we have 3 layers in our company: companyship, leadership, and employeeship. So companyship is responsible for understanding and framing all rules, regulations, and give the targets and policies. Leaders are responsible to set a mechanism to implement and monitoring the things. But the 3rd layer, who is responsible for everything. Either you consider safety officer, contractors, waste treatment facilities, everything. And same applicable to at our home also. If you think about the circular economy, it's reduce, recycle, reuse. And we can also take the lesson. Normally I learn from my wife. Our home is very good platform to learn everything. And our culture is like that. For example, everybody is follow the same practices: reuse, recycle, and reduce at home also. So my wife used to buy a 10 kg, 15 kg Surf Excel. It's also having a monetary benefit, but at the same time, she also helped to reduce the packaging waste. That's one example. After bringing the 15 kg Surf Excel, she opened the empty Bonvita can and fill it in the same. So again, reducing the plastic waste, you reuse the things of the Bonvita can, and then she used the ice cream spoon to dose it into the washing machine. So you don't need to go anywhere to learn these things. And that same thing you need to implement at your organization level, at site level. So normally you used to speak that you need to be entrepreneur at your job. Then you can think about everything, from where you can reduce and make organization about saving the monies. And in our company, there is a say that one molecule can change everything. Normally, we used to have an example of H2O and H2O2. So you need to have only one spark. So at the time of inceptions, we implement a lot of good practices during the construction only. If I'll give one example of construction, so at a peak time, we have got a 1900 workers working on our site. And while setting up the site, we acquired one land nearby on rent. So we can avoid the transportation of the laborers. We can also provide them the place for the fabrication and everything. That's the one example. You can interpret how much it can get reduced in terms of transportation. The project which will run for the 3 years due to COVID, but you can assume that how much we can save. Another thing is that we identify initially 18 effluent stream and we get it analyzed. So we able to know that there is only 4 stream who give us the high pollutant loads. And then we analyzed it for our products, because in nature there is no word like waste. It's only created by mankind only. And then that 4 stream, we found that it's almost having 5%, 6% of our product, which we treated as a pollutant in ETP. So we recycled back them into the plant and tried to get the product out of that. In our, basically Perstorp is a Swedish multinational company. So in our, one of the Swedish plant, they are running 100% on the municipal treated water. They are using municipal treated water as a raw water. We are also coming up with one prestigious project called Project Air. It's also get the approval by EU, European agency, and which is about the producing methanol from CO2. So our major raw material is the methanol. We also have got a kind of setup with the Balaji formaldehyde. So 70% of our raw material we are using as a formaldehyde. So we asked them to have a set of facility to nearby. And right now we are getting it through pipeline. So if you assume that 25,000 metric ton of formaldehyde which need to be transported every year, and right now we are getting it through pipeline. So these are the few of the examples that we already initiated in our company. And that's why we are still focusing on the same. And we are, to be surprised, we are still getting idea from the shop floor people. How you can reduce the wastewater, how you can reduce the solid waste kind of thing. So that we are still focusing on continuous improvement.
Your factory is very smart looking, sir. I visited your factory.
Thank you.
You have segregated the building of the employees, and there is a passage in between, and the plant is on the other side, on the left-hand side. So thanks to you, sir.
Thank you.
Now we come to Mr. Shakunt Patel, Sales and Marketing Manager, Bicar and Solvair India and Subcontinent. Sir, if you can address the growing demand of sustainable waste management solutions, and how can one achieve cost-effective treatment of waste streams in India? So if you can add on what, because a lot of people have already said, so if you have a few new points, it would be of great value to the delegates.
Thank you, Pravinji, and thanks for giving this platform. Basically, I'm working with the Solvair since last 11 years, and Solvair is well known for the soda ash process, what we learned during our science school education. So throughout this soda ash process, we also, number one in sodium bicarbonate manufacturing, and through that, since last almost 3 decades, we are giving the dry sorbent injection system for the SOx, HCl and HF control. In almost US, we have around more than 2,000 installation, and globally we have more than 5,000 installation in different application. Starting from the sludge incineration to coal-based boiler, waste to energy projects. Recently, we are going to install the new facility on the ship marine at Kandla. That might be in October or November. So the technology is very well known and proven all over the world. In India, I know what we are facing the problem, specifically when we focus to coal fire boiler and waste to energy. Coal fire boiler, the industry, I should not name it, but most of the industry, they've taken our proposal because GPCB has, stopped their further approvals. So they call us, we have given them a proposal. That proposal submitted to GPCB. Their expansion has been approved, and since last 3-4 years, they have not installed anything. So it's a common practices in India. I'm not complaining any of my clients and any customers, but anyway, any day we have to wake up. See, we are targeting the visible enemy. Since last 2-3 days, you heard a lot of things against Pakistan or against terrorism. This is also invisible enemy that you call as a pollution, you call air pollution, water pollution, whatever it is. We need to work on the real data. See, if you talk about only Dahej, around 6,000 to 7,000 tons of coal every day is consuming in different application and different industry. Now, just to take up 0.5% of sulfur content of that particular coal. It's imported coal 0.5% to 1% of sulfur content. Now, if you talk about 6,000 tons of coal, minimum 6,000, 0.5% means 300 tons of SO2 being generated. Now, if you ask to someone, they have many companies like Aarti and other companies who are doing a lot of sustainability and sustainability work as well. But otherwise, it's vomiting into the atmosphere. So today we are pleasing ourselves by saving a lot of money, but we are creating a huge risk to our next generations. So what we are giving a real-time solution. It's a dry sorbent injection system, no water required. There is less footprint required at your site. Minimum consumable is required. Just need to focus on the holistic view, because when we discuss with any kind of clients in India, they ask about the price of consumable. They say, oh, your consumable price is 30 rupees, 40 rupees, right? And lime price is 10 rupees. But if you see the holistic view, lime is sometimes, you call as a hazardous. Our product is non-hazardous. You don't require water. You will not generate any hazardous waste like gypsum. So a lot of benefits that you will get. Apart from that, the industry that or the India what we are facing, specifically when I'm visiting to lot many waste to energy sites. In India, as Manish sir rightly mentioned, then the policy needs to be start with our home only. So when we talk to waste to energy, it's good for India, it's good for the circular economy, it's good for the green energy, a lot of positive points. But those industries are facing the problem in the segregation of the waste. There are n number of waste to energy projects installed in Delhi, in Mumbai, in Chennai, in Hyderabad, but most of them are making the losses because they are not getting the proper waste. There is no segregated waste. When we compare with China, when we compare with the Europe, and always when we take our car, we always compare the European standards, American standards and other standards. But for the waste, we do not have any standards. So it has to be start from our home. Waste need to be segregated, dry and waste, because those industries who have implemented their plant, installed their plant, they are facing a huge problem. Second thing, we are also providing the emission control system for the waste to energy. We need to visit and we have to check all the parameters. But in general, I would say Solvair will provide a technology, dry technology for any applications. Any application where they are facing the SOx, HCl and HF emissions. If you have any kind of questions, let me know after this discussions.
We can have the questions during lunch break, sir.
Sure.
Our last speaker, Mr. Ashok Kekunnaya ji. With increasing regulatory pressure around environmental impacts, how does Gujarat Insecticides address sustainability challenges in the agriculture chemical sector? मुझे लगता है सब लोगों ने बोल ही दिया है. If you can
yeah, good afternoon. And साहब ने एक बगल वाले को गोगली डाला लगता है. सबको आप जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्रॉब्लम्स है उसको कैसा टैकल कर रहा है पूछा. मेरे को पूछ रहा है आने वाला प्रॉब्लम्स को कैसा टैकल करने वाला है. हाँ है ना. That is okay. this is a challenge. When you say that agrochemical, if you change the word crop protection, in the place of agrochemical, if you change the term crop protection, then we can see the broader term, because we are giving the food security. We are not killing the insects, we are giving the food security. That means the whole scenario has changed. Our fear factor has gone with the wind. Okay, na, sir?
Yes, sir.
That is the one thing that I want to say. Secondly, okay, let us accept the challenge that historically, if you see, the Stone Age has not gone, not because of the shortage of stones, because they wanted, the man has wanted to innovate something new. We have to give something better. Similarly, metal age has gone because metals का shortage नहीं है. पहले सोना का 1 लाख हो गया, that's different aspect. But the shortage नहीं है. We want to give it something better. Similarly, in our industry also, we also focus. The whole idea is to the inherent factor to give something better. We have to do something better. How to do better? It is not visible. तो उसके लिए एक Kaizen एक tool है. That is, Kaizen is the one tool that we are adopting. Actually, हमारा R&D का ढाकोर वाला साहब है. He is a very important person. 30-40 years बनाता हुआ company production में भी, product में भी he has got 1 or 2 mails every day saying that you do this, you do that, you get this much improvement, you do. That means that is the part of our preparedness to tackle the challenges. Because sustainability, environmental compliances, these are all the fears. डंडा लेके कोई बोलेगा तो आप क्या करोगे? We are actually, हमारा घरड़ा साहब का philosophy भी वही है that you acquire the knowledge and then create the wealth. Be prepare yourself and be prepared to the this one challenges. That principles पे हम काम कर रहे हैं. That is the first and bottom line. Secondly, उसमें challenges है. For example, if we say that अभी let me, for all safety problems, accidents, disasters, the final solution आ गया BBC, behavioral based safety. Behavioral based safety में जाओ, plant round करो, observation करो, tick mark करो, बोलो, बताओ, but इसमें end नहीं होता, and then next day same repeat things happens. तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? That as in the previously एक इसमें बोला, एक लड़का भारत में केला खा के छिलका फेंक के जाएगा, वही सिंगापुर में जाएगा तो वो डब्बा ढूंढ के उसमें डालेगा. जापान में जा क्या वो पॉकेट में डाल के घर पे जाएगा, कैनवास में चिपकाएगा, 1 करोड़ का पीस बना देगा, शो पीस बना देगा, कमाएगा. That means we have to create the atmosphere at every level. शॉप अभी हम BBS में बोल के जाएंगे, शॉप लोग साहब लोग आएंगे, बोलेंगे, जाएंगे, अभी तो पसीने में कौन रखेगा, हेलमेट नीचे जाएगा. But if you create the conducive atmosphere, then definitely there is a chance and the probability, 100% probability, because history has proven it, to get the result. Therefore, the future challenges, we are not considering the sustainability or the compliance as this one stick. We are taking it as a challenge, and on day-to-day basis we are carrying out this type of Kaizen. In R&D I have given. In shop floors also, if there is emission, we are asking for the Kaizens. What can be done better? In the every level, in engineering section, shop floor, workshop, everywhere Kaizen. That will lead to the better opportunities, better thought process, because the solution, the great solutions are brought from the small ideas. Small ideas come from the very basic people. That we have to encourage, and we are encouraging that. And another factor what we are doing is, we involve just like he told, family members. On January 15th and January 26th, we intentionally call the family members to the company for the flag hosting ceremony, and we take them to the round. and their input. एक लड़की बोलेगा अरे ये कंपनी में काम करता था बोलता था तो मेरे को मेरा पिताजी शादी करते नहीं थे इनको because that is the real genuine input, है ना? So when the pinch starts coming from the home, the innovation starts at the workplace. घर पे एक नल टपकने लग गया तो हमको प्लम्बर को ढूंढने के लिए किलोमीटर तक दौड़ते हैं हम 10 फोन करते हैं. That type of initiatives we have taken, and then again we are involving ऐसा दलवाड़ी साहब का जो last year ये हो गया था electronic scrap from the residential area. So along with the GPCB we collect the electronic scrap from our colony, nearby colonies, and we make it to happen because e-waste is such a waste in organized sector से ज़्यादा वो domestic sector में है. तो organized sector में ठीक है, we are returning, we are extracting, we are submitting the files, everything is done. But domestic में कुछ नहीं, कचरा डब्बा में जाता है. And that type of awareness, if it comes, then definitely, because the solution should come from, that's as I told, from every sector. That initiative also we have taken. And again, similarly, Swachhata Abhiyan बोल के एक activity है हमारा. We have adopted some 10 villages. उधर जाके plastic, kachra, hygiene, all these type of things we are doing. But the core of the fact is that for the challenges, whatever the agencies or the society or the regulator body gives, the idea lies within us only. And we have to be creative, we have to be optimistic, and we should be knowledgeable and updated.